The decomposed remains of Celeste Rivas were found in an impounded Tesla belonging to the singer David in Los Angeles, California on September 8th. She had been missing for almost a year and she was 13 years old when she was last seen. A child is dead and a community is in mourning. My name is Luke Kenton and I'm a senior reporter for the Daily Mail. I've been covering the Celeste Rivas investigation since the case first started unfolding. I think the story has gauged a great deal of interest for a number of reasons. First of all, this case, tangentially at least at this moment, involves a rising star, somebody that's very well known on social media and on TikTok, but also you've got the added element of a tragic story, a child is dead, and there's so many questions about what led her to being placed in the front trunk of that Tesla. And there's so many gaps in the investigation at the moment that I think people online, their imaginations are running wild. It's important to note at the time of recording that David is not a suspect in the disappearance of Celeste Rivas. Now let's start with the plot of this case. Celeste Rivas Hernandez was last seen on April 5th, 2024, when she was just 13 years old. Rivas of Lake Elsinore would have celebrated her 15th birthday the day before her remains were found. Celeste was last seen wearing grey sweatpants, a black sweater, and some Hello Kitty sandals. So Celeste went missing when she was 13 years old. Her exact ties to David, if any, aren't known, and they're currently under investigation by police. But two sources close to Rivas told us at the Daily Mail that they first met online when she was roughly 11 or 12. The Tesla where Celeste's remains were found were registered to the 20-year-old singer David, whose real name is David Anthony Burke. The Tesla was abandoned for several weeks at the cross streets of Doheny Place and Bluebird Avenue, a short distance from a property where David was staying. And here's a photo of that property. The $4 million, 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom home was rented for $20,000 a month. Now, what we know is that David had been staying at that property since February 2024, but the lease was under the name of his manager, Josh Marshall. So this is another photo of Celeste here. Her alleged relationship with David, it's unclear when that began, but two sources close to Celeste told us that she first met him online when she was either 11 or 12. Celeste's brother, Matthew Rivas, told NBC LA that her family was aware of the relationship she allegedly shared with David, and he claimed that she was last seen leaving home to go see a movie with him in May 2024. So let's just take a little bit of time to talk about Celeste and who she was and how people remember her. Those who knew Celeste described her as friendly and kind and studious, but shortly before she disappeared, it was evident to some that she was enduring some troubles at home. So sources close to Celeste told us that her home life was both fractured and complicated. She'd actually run away several times before she disappeared in April 2025, as seen in police records. And also, some of her friends said she started skipping class as well. So Celeste was a student at Lakeland Village Middle School, and when the story broke about her disappearance, a clip went viral online of one of her former teachers speaking to students. Now is probably a good time to note that where Celeste was living in Lake Elsinore is roughly about 75 miles from the Hollywood Hills where her body was eventually found. Celeste's teacher used her story as essentially a cautionary tale to educate other students. In the clip that went viral online, he was heard saying, "I used to teach her and she ran away with this, quote, dude who lived in LA, a rapper."
We all just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA.
And that could be a crucial clue in this case moving forward, if indeed investigators can stand up that it was David, the musician in question, that she ran away with before she was eventually reported missing for good. Another potential clue came from Celeste's mum, Mercedes Martinez, who told TMZ that her daughter had a boyfriend called David and that she also had a shush tattooed on her right index finger. Now that would match a tattoo that David has on his right index finger, as seen in this photo here. So as I said, the tattoo could potentially be another crucial piece of evidence that would fortify links between Celeste and David. But it's also important to mention that the tattoo in of itself is fairly common and was previously popularized by other singers like Rihanna. So a series of screenshots from David's Instagram appears to show the singer with a girl that bears a strong resemblance to Celeste Rivas. It's unclear when these photos were taken, but they were shared widely on Reddit and other social media platforms after Celeste was identified as the victim found in the Tesla. Now, in each of these pictures, the face of the girl who's believed to be Celeste is partially concealed, but the descriptions of her Her height, her appearance matched those shared by her family with law enforcement. So let's just take a second to talk about their relationship a little bit more and how social media sleuths have dug into the case in search of answers. So investigators have been incredibly sparing in the information that they've shared to this point. So naturally, sleuths and other people that are interested in the case have turned to social media in search of answers for the questions that haven't yet been answered by police. That's included digging through old messages and photos and screenshots. Now, we're told that LAPD is in possession of a number of these photos that purports to show Celeste and David together, but to this point, they've offered no further comment. A fourth image captured from Discord in December 2023 appears to show David in the company of a girl that again matches the physical characteristics of Celeste Rivas, and that can be seen here. And as you can see, her face is partially concealed again, but this time hidden by a blanket. Other messages captured from Discord have since surfaced, showing references to a girl called Celeste since at least 2022. But sources in David's inner circle have come forward to say that they did know Celeste and they were aware the pair were together, but they were under the impression she was much older. They thought she was around 19 and not a minor. Conspiracy theories have since abounded online about David's smash hit song, Romantic Homicide. So some sleuths have noted that the video was actually released on Celeste's birthday, and the actress in the video closely resembles Rivas. So the song is about murdering a romantic partner and includes the lyrics, "In the back of my mind, I killed you and I didn't even regret it. I can't believe that I said it, but it's true. I hate you." David is known for evoking dark imagery in his music and is particularly known for blood-splattered visuals that appear in much of his music videos. In some of those music videos too, he includes an alter ego that he calls Atami, which means pain in Japanese. And through this character, which he calls his creative alter ego, he explores feelings of grief and loss and jealousy and also violence. Another of David's music videos, One More Dance, also features a curly-haired Hispanic woman. And in that video, we see a blindfolded and blood-soaked Atami dragging David into the back of a car in a wooded, secluded area. And the video also later features a police chase. So another song titled Celeste Demo Unfin was actually uploaded to SoundCloud. Now that leaked shortly after Celeste was named as the victim found in the Tesla. The authenticity of that song hasn't yet been confirmed, but the song does explicitly, again, reference somebody called Celeste. The lyrics to that song go, "Oh Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest. Smell her on my clothes like cigarettes. I hear her voice each time I take a breath. I'm obsessed." So David's official merchandise store sells blood-soaked shirts, and they were sold to promote his vinyl release. Interestingly, after the Daily Mail reported about the existence of these shirts on his websites, within 24 hours, they were removed from sale. Now let's take a look at the ongoing investigation. David was out of state performing on the US leg of his Withered World Tour when Rivas's body was found. So Rivas's severely decomposed remains were found on September 8th, wrapped in a black plastic bag in the front trunk of the Tesla. So when the news first broke on September 8th, a representative for David said that he'd been made aware of the discovery and he was cooperating with police. And he continued to tour until a week later when Celeste was named as the victim found in his car. When the identification was made, he started quietly cancelling his world tour with dates in Australia and Europe pulled from sale. Although the representative said that David was cooperating, the LAPD has actually never confirmed whether he is or not, and it remains unclear to date whether he is cooperating. He has retained an attorney, but that attorney has not yet issued a statement on his behalf. And David has also not publicly referenced the death of Celeste Rivas. So neighbours where David had been living in the rental property told Rolling Stone that the 2023 model Tesla Y that he owned was left in various different places across the neighbourhood in the weeks leading up to the car being towed. And law enforcement told TMZ that David's Tesla was never actually reported stolen before it was towed. So as I mentioned before, David had been staying at a home that was being rented under his manager's name. Here. So police stormed the property on September 17th, and police have confirmed that that search was related to the disappearance of Celeste Rivas, but no further information has been shared and no charges have yet been filed. A spokesperson for the LAPD said that the investigation into Celeste's disappearance remains ongoing, and detectives are following up on a number of different leads. So Burke has not yet issued a statement about Celeste Rivas' death, but he has retained an attorney, top Hollywood attorney, Blair Burke, who hasn't yet issued a statement on his behalf. Burke is well known among celebrity circles, and she's previously represented the likes of Prince Andrew and Kanye West. Now we're going to look at the aftermath of this case. Clothing wear brands Crocs and Hollister pulled David from their Dream Drop collaboration after Celeste's remains were found. The collaboration debuted on September 3rd and features David wearing Croc and Hollister apparel in pastel colors. So the product images remain online, but David's face has been cropped out of the frame. In a joint statement, the brand said that they were aware of the ongoing situation and they decided to remove the campaign while the investigation continues. And that's not the end of the backlash that David's been facing. Some of the artists that he's previously collaborated with have requested their songs to be removed from streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Music. But at the same time, David's streaming numbers have actually increased. After Rivas' remains were found, it was reported that his streaming numbers had actually doubled. So a GoFundMe has been set up for the Rivas family. The person that set up that fundraiser confirmed her identity as the person found in the Tesla, but also shared that she was a beloved sister, daughter, cousin, and friend. Loved ones of Celeste have since held a private funeral for her, a stone's throw away from her home in Lake Elsinore, and the family has been silent for more than a month. They haven't spoke publicly since Matthew Rivas last confirmed that his sister was last seen with David in May 2025. A candlelight vigil was recently held outside of the family home of Celeste Rivas, where mourners gathered to pay tribute and light candles as they remembered the bright and bubbly teenager. Her remains were found one day after what would have been her 15th birthday. A child is dead and a community is in mourning. And with each passing day, the LAPD is under more pressure to provide answers as to how this tragic mystery came to be.